Big plans in the works to turn a former community center on Syracuse's south side into a vibrant, newly imagined neighbor-centered property. Joining us now is the Southside Community Growth Foundation Executive Director, Deka. Eysaman. Deka, great to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for having me again.
So the foundation's acquired the former Bishop Forey Center. It's on Edmond Avenue, which I think is in the middle of Onondaga, McKinley Park, near Onondaga Creek.
Yep.
Give people an idea. Why here? Why this one? How did you see this as the first real project for the foundation?
Yeah, so I'll start with, kind of why we wanted to do this project. It really just, in early conversations that we had with neighbors, something that we consistently heard was just that neighbors wanted a space where they could connect and gather together. And then in terms of the location, it's no secret that our founder, grew up a few blocks away from...
Chetty Hampson.
Yes.
Right? Yep.
So Chetty grew up just a few blocks away from McKinley Park. Me too, ironically, on the same street. And while, of course, that's one reason why we chose the kind of smaller footprint, right? Like our interest is the south side, but our focus is the blocks directly surrounding McKinley Park. I also think that this choice is equitable because while we're seeing some growth and some investment on the south side, it's largely in other areas. I'm very happy to see the planned investments for the 81 neighborhood, things happen in the Sankofa corridor, but this particular pocket feels forgotten. So we're glad to bring something there and show them some love.
Forgotten, not anymore, I guess. Give me an idea what the overall vision, how do you see this being, or is it a multitude of things? Is it not really any one particular thing?
Yeah, I'd say as of right now, I couldn't say it was any one particular thing. We are currently kind of talking with neighbors to think about, what they want to see out of that space. In addition to the community center, we acquired some surrounding parcels. So this will be a multi-phase project where we're looking to work directly with neighbors for them to tell us what they want to see there. But as of right now, we just know that we want it to be a space where the community can come, connect together, be together, learn and grow together, and have access to resources that will help them in meaningful programming that supports them.
You mentioned listening to the community right around there. You have a couple of open houses, info sessions, I'll call them, coming up. When are they? Where are they?
So there'll be one on May 15th at 6 p.m. and one on May 16th at 1 p.m. And they will both be actually right in the center at 102 Edmond Ave. So the community can come in, they can walk around, check out the space, have a meal, and talk to us about what they'd like to see happen there. Yeah,
I was going to say, how will they best inform you? If I'm a community member that goes, what would you like to hear from me?
Well, really, we'd like to know what kind of programming they want to see there, what kind of events, what kind of initiatives. If we're thinking about investing resources and connecting them to other resources, what are those main things, and what are really the gaps that they see in a neighborhood that can improve their quality of life?
I know we're kind of early on this, and I don't mean to press you. Basic timeline for this. How do you see this kind of rolling out and playing out?
Thank you for saying basic timeline.
Yes.
I think, our rough timeline, what we're hoping for, we're in the process of developing a project scope for that initial phase, which is just the basic renovations of the community center, which those open houses are a part of.
What would you like to see the first real mark of? We've accomplished our first thing here. Maybe it's just the renovations of the current center.
Right. So yes. So it would start there. So we're in the process of developing scope. As I said, the community engagement is a part of that, and we hope, or our wish, is to bring on a general contractor sometime late summer to early fall. And be able to open the space as soon as possible from there. Oh,
that's great. Okay. Like I said, it's a rough idea of just kind of generally speaking what the goal is, and then we kind of do things from there. Deka, we've got about 30 seconds left. I'm curious, and you spoke on it a little bit, but the impact this will have on this particular neighborhood.
I think it's going to be really key because in our focus footprint, there is no other structure that has the capacity that this building has. So I think this is really going to allow for some bigger and better things to happen on the south side, and we're really excited to fill that void and activate the space.
Yeah, Deka, I really appreciate you coming back in and talking about this project. We're going to have you back again.
Yeah.
Deal?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.